It is time for my video review, yes. Not today, Megatron!
Hello everybody, I'm BaltMatrix, and today we are taking a look at the big bot himself. That is Voyager class Optimus Primal from Transformers Kingdom. The figure is packaged in robot mode, but we're starting off in his monkey mode, or not truck mode, and gotta admit, I'm pretty darn impressed. That gorilla face is quite good, and the eyes are painted. It's really hard to see, though. I would have preferred if they used white plastic, but the brown plastic that they used with the little black for the irises does work. He is grimacing here. Overall, it works just fine. The figure comes with two accessories, and that being the Telltale or the classic swords, and as you can see, they are storable in beast mode, and they are really nice. Blue plastic with silver plastic. Actually, no, that appears to be painted silver, not blue plastic. It's silver on blue. Yeah, these are nice. I like them. I like them quite a bit. Now, as you see, I have the gorilla mode standing up. He is meant to be more bending over, so we futz with the knees a bit and get them so that he is more bending over. Put his arms down to the ground, and then flip his head forward, like so. This gives us a more classic gorilla posing ability. I'm not too fond of it because, quite frankly, I think even a gorilla mode is kind of silly. Now, let's face it, he also is just very, very silly in terms of, well, it's obviously a robot that turns into a gorilla. We've got robot kibble sticking out the back here and at the back of the rear feet. Nothing you can really do about that. In fact, at this size class, there's nothing Hasbro can really do about that. It's just kinda, they just kinda have to deal with it. In terms of size, with the other Kingdom figures, here are Rat Trap and Cheetor. We are talking about a core class and a deluxe class. Unfortunately, there aren't any other beasties, or I should say Maximals, in this line yet, but that doesn't mean we don't have any other beasts. Primal is utterly dwarfed by Leader Class Megatron, who will be getting his own review. Don't worry, that is coming. As you can see, he's just way, way smaller than Megatron is here, and that actually kind of works considering the show. I mean, Megatron was a lot bigger in the show than Primal. I do find it very cool, given the scale of the figures, that you can pull off one of the most iconic scenes from Beast Wars. That is, Megatron trying to literally eat the head of Primal. Not exactly perfect in terms of posability here because, well, I'm having to hold the dang thing up, but still, it's possible if you've got figure stands. I do find it fun that you can have Primal ride Megatron with no real issues. The only oddity is that sometimes when you put Primal on top of Megatron, Megatron's panels have a tendency to pop out of place. Some very minor issues that I have with this figure specifically have to do with some decisions that were made. So I would have loved there to have been a swivel at the elbow. As it stands, the only swivel is at the upper upper bicep. So if you move the arm, you get robot kibble. You can move the wrists, they do swivel, but it would have been really nice if there was an extra swivel here at the elbow. The head is completely hollow given the transformation. Would have loved just a little bit more definition under there. Again, not a huge issue. And the last thing is just a kind of a pet peeve. I would have loved to have seen a different way for them to have done the legs, because just crunching up the legs like this on these double knees looks really bad. Like, seriously, it looks really bad. Again, given the size class, I can forgive it because we literally have a mini Masterpiece Optimus Primal. I can complain all I want, but for the price, they did a really good job. Posability in gorilla mode is head can move side to side and look all the way up and look down a little bit. Shoulders can move in and out. I haven't been able to nicely give him the same gorilla chest pounding action that the original Ultra Class figure had, Ball joint in the upper arm, swivel at the bicep, bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrist. Hands do open and close on one set of knuckles. There is torso articulation, ball joint in the hips. There is a swivel up there as well, though you don't use it as much in beast mode. Knees are terrifying, and then there is some ankle articulation side to side and just a little bit forward and back. I tried to have Primal ride Cheetor like he does Rhinox in the show, but, well, he's just a little bit big for our little kitty bot here. The transformation for Optimus Primal into robot mode is very clever and pretty dang show accurate. To start off with, come to the legs and fold them all the way down and then straighten them out. And there are these little pegs on the inside that will peg into the area right behind the reds of the knees. Just be wary that when you're doing this and playing with the figure in robot mode, those do come unpegged very easily. Then fold the robot feet down, and they've got these wonderful little hydraulics. I love it. You can see the hydraulics move when you do the transformation. Take the butt flap, flip it up, turn it around 180 degrees, and fold it up until it pegs into the top of the back. Take the entire back or bottom section of the figure, turn it around 180 degrees. Take the shoulders and flip open the pads and flip them up until they snap into place, like that. Then come to the section of the figure then come to the back of the figure, specifically just behind the head, and pull it away from the body. Grab the entire head section, pull it up, turn it around 180 degrees, and push it back down. And then this is where you can deploy Primal's shoulder cannons if you so choose. You don't have to, but for the sake of this review, we will. Come to the chest, flip it around 180 degrees. I goofed, and you want to actually take the gorilla head, turn it 180 degrees before you close it up. So you want it to look like that, then push it in, and then close the chest up. In robot mode, Primal looks absolutely fantastic. I simply love the way he looks. And it's just so nice to have a mainline, relatively cheap Optimus Primal figure. I'm not saying that the Ultra figure was bad in any way. I just really prefer this. I'm really happy with this mold. It's done really well, and I'd be really interested in picking up a Fire Guts Convoy if Takara ever makes one. That'd be nice. It's just a banger. It is solidly a banger, and I'm so happy with it. I am absolutely super happy with it. The molding on the chest is just so nice and sparkly, and that head sculpt, it is perfect. Posability in robot form is also excellent. Head is on a ball joint. There is a ball joint in the shoulder, plus those hinges for the shoulders. Retains the exact same posability in the arms that we discussed earlier. Legs, hips, knees, all the same posability. Plus there is a little bit of extra posability, or one piece that I forgot on the bottom of each legs. At the shins, there is a swivel. And then the feet can actually bend and move a little bit more at the ankles, thanks to the extra articulation provided by the ball joints connecting the tips of the toes to the shins. It's really nice. For the rest of the review, I'm going to return the guns to the back, simply because I kind of don't like the coloring they used on the guns for the shoulder cannons. I can always repaint them, though. One thing that I do greatly appreciate is they added a little bit of fun in the wrists. Push these little panels in the insides of the forearms, and it pops out cannons. Oh, that is so cool. The original figure and the original character on the show had these little cannons in its wrists, or in his wrists, and they're here as well, and they're posable. This is so cool. Size comparison with the other Beastie Boys, we've got Rat Trap and Cheetor here. As you can see, Primal's bigger than both of them. But when we compare Primal to a couple of other figures of similar size classes and lines, the figure just feels downright tiny. I mean, he's just a smidge bigger than current Deluxes, but he's almost a full head to a half head shorter than most current Voyager class figures, which is just odd. but I guess they had to do that for the proportions of the beast mode, and I'm overall okay with it. Overall, Kingdom Optimus Primal is an absolutely fantastic figure and is a wonderful addition to your Beast Wars collection. I'm so glad I was able to get a hold of this figure. I picked it up from the commandstore.com. It is also available over at the Chosen Prime and the Big Bad Toy Store. At the time of this review, I've been seeing it going in and out of stock of all of these stores, so follow the links down in my description to head over to the stores to see if you can pick him up for yourself. He does come in a 2-pack over at the Command Store with Cyclonus of all figures. Also, Cyclonus is an absolutely great figure in and of itself. So folks, let me know what you think of Optimus Primal down in the comments. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and please be sure to follow me over on Twitter and Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. I have been BaltMatrix, and this figure is just prime. Okay, that video review was fun. I really enjoyed this figure. Oh man, one thing I forgot to mention is all these joints are so nice and tight. The only joint that I have an issue with are the knees. Because the pin is tight, it unpegs way too easily. Ah well. The biggest problem with this review, though, was this stupid thing. Megatron is kind of a floppity mess at times, plus his butt comes unpegged all the time. I gotta talk to... Oops, sounds like the cat is being bad. Anyway, Megatron review will be coming soon, but I really want to review Cyclonus first. Oh, this thing is so good. I got 2 perfect purple boys. Okay, 1 perfect purple boy and 1 purple boy that has got issues. But I like it anyway.